just finished the story over here. But in order to be able to do that, the TV show people basically had to make a compromise that as long as 182 with Asia's number 2, by the way, congratulations. They can get away with it as long as they made sure that the heroes in the story were good, moral characters that kids could look up to. They had to be perfect in every single way. They had to follow all the rules, be, basically perfect model citizens for children to emulate. Then it would be okay to buy their toys and make money off of that, because at least then you're sending positive messages. So as a result of that, heroes were not allowed to have any kind of interesting flaws or characteristics, because they had to be perfect model citizens. That's why all the cool stuff was left for the villains. The villains could be, as flawed as you want them to be, which made them a lot more interesting to watch. Because they're the villains, you weren't supposed to root for them in the first place, so, that's kind of why all the villains And this tradition, obviously it's not quite as prevalent now, but 180 with Asia's number 5. It still kind of pervades, people who grew up on that kind of television just assumed that heroes have to be boring and villains have to be interesting, or or non-heroes, essentially, anti-heroes or whatever. And we haven't really gotten out of that, out of that mentality yet. But we're slowly getting out of it, slowly. Anyway, here we go. Thanks for having me, good luck. As for whether I like Marvel studio films, meh. Honestly, I don't hate them, but I'm very indifferent about them. Who's your all-time favorite villain character? Ooh, that's a good question. That's a really great question. That's a number 2 over here. Number 2. 204 with a on this number 2. Congratulations. Get your best instead of band new round. Who's your all-time favorite villain character? I don't know, actually. Wait, there's so many to choose from. I'm kind of spoiled for choice over here, to be honest with you. You know what? Actually, you know what? That's a number 2 over here. Not exactly a villain necessarily, not in the later movies. Hector Barbosa from Pirates of the Caribbean. 205 with Asia's number 2. He was only the villain in the first movie, and then later on he was kind of a weird antagonist or whatever. But Jeffrey Rush, incredible. Great accent, great character building. What an amazing story as well, especially at the end there. Holy moly. Delivered beautifully. I was I had shivers. I have shivers right now thinking about Jeffrey Rush's performance as Hector Barbosa. Oh my god, that was amazing. So good. That's definitely on the top of my list for sure. Let me think. Animated stuff. Well, there's lots of One Piece villains that I really enjoy, but you probably won't know those. A lot of villains from the anime One Piece probably fill that list. 175 with Asia's number 2. Congratulations. Get your best instead of a brand new round. I'll try to limit it to Western media. Vegeta? No. That's DBZ. No, not Vegeta. No. No, Vegeta's boring, man. Vegeta's a one-trick pony. Let's see. Hector Barbosa for sure. Let's go with... That's a number 1 over here. Number 1. 160 with Asia on this number 1. Congratulations. Get your best instead of band new round. And don't forget, of course, autoplay is available here on the Dreamcatcher. It's really because I'm thinking of all these great characters, but they're not really villains. They're more like Heath Ledger Joker. Nah, that wasn't for me. That wasn't for me. I'm not a big fan of Batman in general, but I will say, actually, now that you remind me, actually, yeah, I really did enjoy. There's a Netflix show called Gotham, which is the prequel, the Batman prequel series, and the guy who played the Riddler in that one, mwah, excellent Riddler. Oh my god, that was so much fun to watch. A lot of good villains in that one in general. The guy who played the Penguin as well was really good. There was a bunch of good villains in that one, so definitely a good cesspool of villains. 186 for this Giannis number 2. That's like the only Batman property that I actually really enjoyed watching. The Christopher Nolan stuff wasn't for me. It was too gritty. It was too up its own head, too like self-important. Yeah, wasn't for me, man. It was trying to take itself way too seriously for what it was. It was like, nah, dude, nah. News Arena, good luck. I wanted to recommend you Sacred Games on Netflix. I don't know what that is. Sacred Games. Okay, I'll check it out for sure. You piqued my interest. That's a number one up here. Number one. 163 with a Giant's number one. It's an Indian web series. Ooh, okay, okay. More Indian stuff. I'm into it. So far, you haven't steered me wrong, so I'll give it a look. There was one, actually, there was a movie called Serenity. Thanks for good luck. There's a movie called Serenity, which was based on the Firefly series by Joss Whedon. And in that movie, there's this guy. He's not like the main villain, but he's like the sort of the main henchman, so to speak. The believer guy, who was like, you know, basically the main antagonist in that movie, and he was exceptional. Just the way that he acted was awesome. 219 with his here on this 20. Get your best instead of band. New round. Don't forget, of course, autoplay is available here on DREAMCATCHER. But yeah, that was cool. I'm sure there's others that I like. If I wasn't so put on the spot, I probably could think off the top of my head. I just like in my mind right now, it's a little bit clouded. Hold on. Let me just parse it over here. I enjoyed DiCaprio. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was a good one for sure. John Candy. Yeah, that was such a great performance by DiCaprio. One of my personal favorites. Oh, that was so good, especially with the rotten teeth. Oh, that was so perfect. Oh, that was so good. Oh my goodness. That's a number 5 movie. Number 5. 202 with a Giant's number 5. Congratulations. Get your best instead of band. New round. Let me think here. Let me think. Raw. Who else can I think of that's like a really good villain? It's weird because now that I think about it, like a large portion of my, a large portion of the media that I now watch doesn't usually have like a proper villain. It's usually like a bunch of characters kind of in incongruent, like in lockstep with each other. I will say this though, so far what I've seen of him, the main villain from the Snowpiercer TV show, even though he only appears in the 2nd season, Sean Bean does a masterful performance. I don't know if you've seen that show yet, the Snowpiercer TV show. I'm enjoying it loads. 219 with a Giant's number 2. Hello. Hey, as Black. Nice to see you. Welcome to DREAMCATCHER. And the legend Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, yeah, in Django. Yeah, that was fun. I'm sure he had a lot of fun doing that one, yeah. That's probably why he appears in Quentin Tarantino films. No, I'll check it. You should check it out, man. I really enjoyed it so far. The Snowpiercer TV show is surprisingly really good. A very unique take on a post-apocalypse. Way better than the movie, I think. Way more detailed. It's a lot more like cool layers and stuff. It's one of those like very unique properties. Snowpiercer. That's a number 1. Number 1. 175 with a Giant's number 1. In Indonesia, Snowpiercer is 1 episode a week. Yeah, here too, Emma Watson, yeah. We're only getting it one episode a week. I've only seen the first 2 episodes of season 2, but they've both been fantastic. I'm so into it. It's the one show that I'm willing to watch like week after week, like episodically, like I'm supposed to, instead of waiting to binge it all, because, man, what a show. Holy moly. Christopher Watson in Glorious. True. No, that was great. I don't know if that would be my favorite villain, but definitely a masterful performance. I think that's like that's a performance I think that really put him on the map as a mainstream actor, you know? 222 with a Giant's number 10. Alex, so cute. Yeah. Absolutely, Emma Watson. Hold on a second. We have a player here who hasn't seen the show, so Be careful with the spoilers, please, Emma Watson. I gotta make sure not to spoil anything. But I agree, it's such a unique show. Jennifer Connelly, what a great performance, seriously. I mean, I know she's a great actress in general, but like, wow. She's only getting better with age. Seriously, she's only getting better. Daniel Day-Lewis? Yeah, he's alright, I guess. I don't know, I think Daniel Day-Lewis, like I know he's a method actor, but honestly, I don't really see the effect. Like all the work he puts into his roles, honestly, I don't see that big a difference. With the like, maybe the exception of like when he did the Abraham Lincoln biopic, maybe he's a little bit different from standard Daniel Day-Lewis, but honestly, not that different. I don't know. He puts a lot of effort for like a very minimal change in his behavior, honestly. I don't know. From what I can tell. Like, not more so than any other actor, honestly. That's how I feel. Thanks for having me. Good luck. Trying to think of other... Have you seen Game of Thrones? Yes, I have seen Game of Thrones, yes. I mean, Joffrey was very entertaining. I don't know if he would be my favorite, but definitely interesting. 156 with his Giannis number 1. What's your favorite?